Welcome to Love Them Knives channel. We're going to talk about the Maxace tank. Yes, we will. Hey, Maxace tank knife. Got this from White Mountain Knives. Of course. That's where you're supposed to get your knives. White Mountain Knives. Got the Maxace tank from them. There you go. It ain't cheap, but it's good. M390 blade titanium frame lock flipper from Maxace. Really cool. But is it $258? No. You get $25.80 off if you use the discount code LTK. So remember that. And free shipping. Just keep that in mind. And they are a Maxace dealer. Yes, they are. Here's some stats on this knife, just briefly. M390, 5.3 ounces, 8.27 overall, about 8 1/4 then, 3.5 inch blade, blah, blah, blah. Made in China, blade thickness, looks like 4 millimeters. And it comes in this crazy cool box. It's a wooden box. It's got this lasering and stuff on it. It says blue anodized. MTK02 is the model number. And there it is in the box, in the fitted box with a microfiber cloth. How crazy cool is that? A lot of them come with microfiber cloths, except like I've had several ZT knives, and guess what? I've never gotten a microfiber cloth from one of them. Or a wooden box. Or even an authentication card. It's the tank, M390, but Chan Adan, CHANADAN, Instagram. I talked to him on his Instagram because I saw the tank knife and somebody gave me his Instagram information. I think it was Steve Kluver in Iowa. You know, Iowa's right next door to China, so he probably knew, the guy. In any case, thanks, Steve. In any case, so he turned me on to, I was supposed to ask Chan a question, and Steve gave me, could you go and find this out for me or something like that. I don't know why he put me on the task, but in any case, so I started talking to him, and then I saw this tank on his Instagram, and I'm going, that is a really cool knife. And I said, but I get my knives from White Mountain, and I see that they carry Maxace, and he goes, yes, they are one of my dealers. And so he says they're en route to him now. I mailed them to him. And so I checked with Justin, and he goes, yeah. They should be in any time. So when they came in, I got this from him. And I just thought this was really cool. It's blue. It's blue. This is purple, right? And this is blue. So I just wanted to straighten that out. Some of you guys get a little confused. In other words, purple, blue. Okay, whatever. I don't know. Maybe I need to ano it really good because you know what? I haven't anoed it probably since I got it. So it might blue out if you hit it with some Windex and stuff. So God only knows. Back with it. We Windexed it, wiped it down, and now it's even more purple than it was. So maybe it turned this color in transit from China. Who knows? In any case, you know what? I don't really care. I like this color anyhow, this purplish blue. It really stands out. M390 titanium frame lock flipper, made in China, very angular, as many Maxace knives are. Okay? Like the Maxace Gleed, the Maxace Gleed, which I've done a review on. So very angular here. This is a flicker, not a flipper, obviously, with a thumb disc. I love it. It's really showy. And that's blue. Okay, that's blue. Dwemer Assassin, also a Maxace made knife, and that's blue and gold. But very angular, you know, you see kind of how that's followed, and then you look at the Lanius and then this, and they're all somewhat similar in that kind of very angular look. In any case, this is multi-row ceramic bearings, really great action. Oh wow, I really like this. This knife is so easy to take apart too. No screw openings on this side other than this that holds this titanium insert onto the scales. Okay, see this titanium insert that goes on here? On the back side, this is a number 9, and this is a number 8. Okay, nice machined screws though. They look really good. I like the machining on the pivot and everything. It really looks good. It's classy, nice looking, solid. These screws are nicely machined. They look good. Okay, so this was real easy fit on a number 8 and on a number 9. And that's it. These two will take it apart. It's so easy. It's almost feel strip easy. I really liked it. I mean, it just came apart. No Loctite, no crap, no nothing. Just really came apart. Just like it was a fine-tuned German-made, you know, whatever. You know, just one of those things. It was really good. Backspacer is a real tank. Look at how that's done. And then you've got this integrated lanyard hole. Plus, maybe striking tool as well, in a way. So whether that would break glass or not, I don't know, but it could be used as well for striking purposes, whatever. And then you've got the pocket clip, which really is nice, and it follows the lines of the knife. Milled, cool looking. Even, you know, you got a cutout on the blade here, and it kind of kicks down almost resembling a harpoon a little bit here, but it's just kind of a cutout here. And you know, you can see how they've milled this top down a bit, thinned it out, but then you got a pretty thick portion up here for reinforcement on this tip. And this blade is sharp. Now, M390, number 32 out of 200. So I'm really pretty thrilled with that. Love the box, although when I looked on the bottom, yikes. That probably happened in transit from China, I'm thinking. So, although it came in kind of a, you know, just kind of a piece of bubble wrap pouch type thing. This was inside that, but that didn't happen at my house, so I don't know. In any case, but it's fitted box, really nice, laser etched all this kind of stuff on here. I think that's classy. It's great presentation. And he gives you his Instagram name here, so that's cool. The date it was manufactured, all the stats on it. The action's really good on this. I would say probably my biggest bitch on this knife is the pass-through. There's really nothing. I guess you can call this a liner lock. I don't know if I'm comfortable saying it's a liner lock because these outer structures here are just like a little filigree overlay, you know, to the main frame of the knife. So to me, it's still a frame lock. The good thing about that, though, is that your fingers are not going to impede opening the knife because you're not going to put any pressure on the lock bar, which is the beauty of a liner lock, but really the functionality and build of a frame lock. And it's centered, no blade play, no lock rock, but it just goes back together so easy. Let me show you a disassembly picture that I did, and I'll show you the first one first. But okay, so multi-row ceramic bearings, and of course these are steel washers. Here's your insert with a ceramic detent ball. And of course, you don't need an over travel stop because you got that overlay on the knife, that purple overlay. And here's the back spacer with a locator pin here, and then the screw comes through on both sides there. And it's just, well, I'm not seeing it here, but, and here's where your blade stop goes. Of course, there's your ceramic bearings again. Of course, the steel washer there. Now, I thought I'd do this, kind of give you a little bit more of a breakout. Here's that overlay piece that sets in here, and the only thing that holds it is the pivot screw, and then the little number 6 screw that goes into here. So those are the only thing that hold this in, so you can remove it. So you could remove it if you wanted to and just go without it, or you could have this anodized a different color, or take the color completely off of it, whatever, and change it up however you want to do it. And then of course you could do the back spacer the same way. So if you wanted to have it anodized, you could just pull this grill off the front, the back, and this, send it off, and you could keep the rest of the knife. The pocket clip obviously is not anodized, so I mean, you could include that if you wanted or not, however. And then some of the models of this knife, they anodize the underneath one color and this grill a different color, and so they have 2 different colors working on that knife. You'll have to go on White Mountain Knives. I'll give you the link. Check out the tank, the Maxace tank, and look at the different models they have. I mean, the different variations of this model that they have as far as color goes. So that's interesting. Although these cutouts cannot be used to finger flick because they're buried in the scale when the knife is closed, so you can't use that. But that's really interesting. It's really easy. This tube goes through, which doesn't have you know, there's a screw that comes from the other side, but this tube on this side is just, doesn't have a Torx opening. So it's a clean look. Clean here, clean here. Look at the design. It's clean. You're not looking at the back of the blade. This one buries in here, goes around, pretty good lines that flow throughout this thing. You do these little cutout up here and up here, but it kind of mimics the cutout that you're doing here. So they're carrying the design forward. The blade grind looks good. The plunge looks symmetrical. And let me tell you something. Brother man, this thing is really sharp. It's really sharp. That's a really good working edge. One of the better ones. I mean, it's like almost a cold steel sharp. The cold steel comes out scary sharp. This one's just about there. So it's really a good working edge. I like that. I like the design, so I was drawn to it because of that. 4mm blade stock. You think? I think. There you go. So about a 0.16, like they said. Overall thickness, 0.56, 14.3 millimeters. So that's fairly thick. Get a paramilitary 2 out here for comparison purposes. They're the same size knife. Same size knife. The tank has a shorter handle, not as long as the paramilitary, but probably what it lacks in handle, it's making up a little bit. In the blade length, believe it or not, even though the para looks bigger in this aspect ratio, but if you really look at this knife, it's supposed to be 8 1/4 overall. And not quite, 8 1/8. So actually it is just a hair, a 1/16 maybe shorter if you include the lanyard area. Other than that, the blade, depending on where you want to measure it, 3 3/8 to 3 5/8 and almost 3 3/4, which is, you can say either 90 millimeters or you can say 95 millimeters, however you want to go with that. And then overall, about 21 centimeters. So it is a little bit smaller than the Para 2, but not much. And it weighs more. The Para 2 weighs 3.8 ounces. This one is supposed to weigh 5.3. Let's see what it weighs. 5.37. Now let's go to grams. 152.2. So there you go on that. Little thicker in the hand. The paramilitary is a 0.45 or 0.46. This is 0.53, so this is thicker that way. Actually, the blade stock on this knife is thicker because it's 4 millimeter, at least at the widest point. Of course, looking at the top, it's going to look thinner because of the milled area, but this is like 3.7. So this is a little bit heavier blade stock. It's got that kind of a Wharncliffe sheep's foot type of look to it. So that's a different type of blade shape. But this thing, easy to take apart, put together, centers right up. It's just like a well-oiled machine. And at this point, it is actually a well-oiled machine. But the action on this is really good. The detent is about 4.5 to 5-ish, somewhere in there. Too bad that hole's not accessible, that you could finger flick that open, because you could. It wouldn't be that difficult. But that multi-row ceramic bearings, it really makes it nice. It's just a great presentation. I really like this. I mean, that's cool. But that could be passed over in favor of the fact that just the knife itself, I like the design, and you may not. And if you don't, then this is not a knife for you. And this is a $250 knife, so you could buy a ZT. But guess what? I'm sorry, I haven't handled a ZT that's the new 2018 model that I like better than this. I mean, no, sorry. We'll see about the others, but the 609, no. The 462, no. So, no, I like this one better. It's not a real stiff detent, but it's a really easy to open, even with a lazy flip like that. That's just so intuitive. And the flipper tab is jimped up here. It's got some cutouts on here. The flipper tab might be just a tiny bit too tall, and I don't know. I mean, it doesn't look too obtuse, so I guess it's okay. And it's definitely very, very intuitive. So this is easy to open, close, cool, flipper toy. And of course, things smooth out as time goes by. But wow. Yeah, I really like it. The fit and the finish is good. A lot of machining on this knife. A lot of machining. Just think of all the machining they had to do to get this insert to just fit perfectly in there. I mean, that's nice. And then the machining to do this titanium, piece here, because it's not like one big lump. I mean, you have to machine all these different areas out and not break it or twist it or bend it. I think they did a lot of work on this. So it's a nice knife. It's a good quality knife. It's fairly heavy. Wow. Yeah, it's sharp. It's good ergos in the hand. I mean, you really don't have room for two fingers here in this front kind of choil area. And then you have this little raised and where your fingers go on the rest. So it's comfortable from that standpoint. You don't have any jimping on the top of the blade. Reverse grip, Yeah, it's comfortable. You have a little choil in here for sharpening? Yes, you do. So that's nice. It's so typically Maxace. It really is. I mean, when you look at the other knives, this and the Lanius and the Dwemer Assassin, I mean, they got all kind of got that angular design look to them, but man, there's some handsome knives, aren't they? M390, I think this is 204p. No, this is M392. I think this is M392. Yeah, these are all three M390. There you go. Nice knives, good quality, interesting designs. And I'll give you the Instagram link for Chan. You can go talk to him. Look at his Instagram. Look at the different knives he's got on there. Maxace. Really cool. Hey, thanks for hanging out with me. Me and Flanagan, Mr. Flanagan, are going to bid you adieu. We got to go. We have things to do today. A lot. Take care, my friends. You know what we do around here. We love them knives. So stay sharp.